Hola Madridistas, welcome to another excellent episode of the Let's Be Real podcast, where we are going to be previewing the game against Almeria. And first things first, Farooq, you look completely different to the last time we saw you, and seems like you had a very, very busy week.
It's as we say in Turkish, it's bayram, so it's Eid. It was the Eid week, so for that we have to shave to look younger and more presentable to people. So let's not look like, I don't know, Forrest Gump or whatever it is. So yeah, man, I mean, I shaved and our team lost. I think maybe that was the bad luck. I don't know. uh yeah, but man, yeah, we have to do something different. Maybe we have to find a new totem for the team, maybe, who knows.
I mean, just to be safe, let's not get you shaved for another 3 months.
All right then. That weekend. Actually, I my hair grows so little, very less. So you can be all guaranteed that at least for the next 3 months. Yeah, at least for the sake of the club, because this year, as I said before, like the final is gonna be in Istanbul, and I mean this will be a dream come true to watch Real Madrid in the Champions League final, honestly. So if it's not shaving that it takes, let's do it.
Fair enough. And yeah, things have not been good since the last time we met, and you didn't really catch the game against Girona, but then I guess that was good luck on your part, to be honest, because I watched the game and I missed up the first 15 minutes because I had like a bad internet connection, and I was just shocked to like tune in and find out that we were like a couple of goals down already, and it just it was just like, okay, maybe it's just one of those days, maybe we are gonna have like a really nice comeback because we have a strong lineup on the pitch. And
Yeah.
like Farooq, would you say having Cruz, Modric, and Fede is gonna be our like strongest lineup? Maybe we could even see it against Man City.
Uh, I would say so. Yeah, I think that's our strongest lineup, honestly. But then I think also it depends on the opposition and the location of the game as well. So if you ask me, if you're gonna play the first leg against Man City with this, I would say yes. You want to play the second leg against Man City with this? I would say no.
Mm.
So if I want to play the first leg at home, you understand. So I have to be on the offensive. So I'm gonna just throw Rodrigo and let the midfield tree be Modric, Cross, and Fede. What if I want to play away? Honestly, I will have Fede in attack and one midfielder additional. So like it's going to be like Fede is an auxiliary midfielder rather than
Mm.
a winger.
I don't know, man. Like it just did not work out with Cruz as part of the lone pivot. Girona just tore
Oh,
through our
bro,
midfield.
bro, bro, bro. See, I didn't watch the game, right? So I might be making false comments because honestly, like after seeing the scoreline, I was like, nah, I'm not gonna go and watch a 30-minute highlight. Hell no. I watched like a 8-minute highlight. And one thing I could say is this: it doesn't matter who the midfield was. It did not matter. Where was Militao?
I
Where
mean,
was Militao? I mean, the point is, the good thing is this, as you're going to what Carlos said, if you're gonna have this kind of performance, especially for Militao, it's now.
yeah.
It's now. Because honestly, like, Militao has been so good, but then he has not been consistent. He always had that, he always has that brain farts here and there. But the game against Girona was pure garbage, nonsense. I mean, I can understand, like, why people will. For example, I listened to Slade on the post match, and he was more of anti Rudiger than going into Militao. But I felt no. I mean, okay, yeah, Rudiger is at fault, but man, in this game, even a blind man can see that at least 3 or 4 goals when Militao's garbage.
That's true. Like
Honestly,
even Nacho and Carvajal, they had horrible nights as well. They were dribble passed multiple times. They couldn't even block a single cross that was coming in. And I felt like Rudiger was like at least with the low bar that the defense had set, Rudiger was one of the best defenders out there, and Militao was the worst. And you're right, because we are used to seeing this version of Militao maybe in the last season, but this season, like, it's the first time that I've actually seen Militao a bit
exactly,
clueless and not tracking
exactly,
his man.
exactly. I think at the beginning of last season, if you could recall, there was a series of games where, like, it was just, I don't know what was happening before they found some consistency together with David Alaba, honestly. And honestly, like that's why I said like I really felt like the game against Girona was it was just honestly it's how can I say I don't know the right word, but it was it skewed the data. Like it's not it's it's just a data that it's different from the whole set. It's just a strange thing, honestly. Like it's an exception rather than the norm, honestly. So that's why to be honest, like I am not too worried, if that's the right word, honestly. Like I wouldn't read too much into that. But the only thing that comes out here is the awfulness of Eder Militao. Like
Mm,
he was too awful, honestly. He was too awful, honestly. So I mean, I've always said this, and I think we've always I think everyone, at least majority of the people are we discuss on the panel, and even the people in the chat, like they've always agreed, like Rudiger and Militao together is not, it's not the way forward, honestly, because those two cannot organize a defense. At least Militao is young, he cannot. And Rudiger, as I said, even when we signed him, Rudiger is not a leader, because I have seen him play at Roma, I have seen him play at Milan as well. Sorry, at Chelsea as well. He is not a leader, and especially in a back four, hell no,
mm,
hell no. He needs someone to hold his hand. And also, I think if I'm not mistaken, it might be Ashik or Lolo. I'm not sure who said this, which was a very nice comment in the post match when Sunil was reading out the comment. He said that Rudiger is a very good system player. Put him in a system and he will shine. But if you look at the history of, at least since I started, and I'm sure since you started watching Real Madrid as well, we've always had the players that are individualistic players, hero ball players.
yeah.
Sergio Ramos, Pepe, you understand? Marcelo, you understand? Even to some extent, Carvajal, you understand? So like these were players that were more, people that could hold their own. I mean, let's not forget, man. Like Pepe was defending the whole Real Madrid defense, man. I mean, right now, like a lot of people might not understand that, but when you go back and watch, like Ramos was playing like a midfielder, man.
Yeah.
Pepe was holding everything down. He was a one-man defense, similar to Varane as well. So you
I mean,
understand? But right now the
when
point is,
when Varane came along, like I feel like Sergio Ramos was a way more composed. He was the best defender out there, so it wasn't like he was playing just as a midfielder. To be fair, he did go out a lot, and Varane was left out to dry a couple of times in every game. But still, Sergio Ramos was like way better. And props to Pepe, man. That reminds me, like that version of Sergio Ramos, allowing him with you as a partner. Like, sure, you're gonna be able to play out from the back way easier, but defending was like a nightmare.
so that's the thing, you understand? So that's the thing that, like we've always had people who could hold down their own, you understand? So right now, I mean, Militao and Militao is young, he will get there. But for Rudiger, he's never been that kind of player, you understand? He's a perfect system player. But if there is anything that we know right now, is that Carlo Ancelotti does not play with a system. He plays with the individualism, hero ball, simple as that. ABC, done, dusted.
Yeah.
You understand? So it's expecting Rudiger to perform miracles in this situation. I don't know. Can he do it? I'm not so sure because I haven't seen him done it. Because let's not forget, this is the same Rudiger we're talking about who was dropped from Chelsea for about 8 months. If Tuchel had not come, Rudiger was going to go in January because
Yeah.
he had not played for 8 months. He was out of the team because Lampard was playing a back four. Obviously, I mean, Lampard is not a coach that you would, at least for me, is not a coach that has my respect, that I would think that, okay, what he has done warrants a lot of thinking. But I mean, he wasn't playing. They were losing. This is why he wasn't playing. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Simple as that. You understand? So, but Tuchel came, instilled a system, because that's the thing. Tuchel came, instilled a defensive system. So when you're playing a back three, your the tendency to get exposed is less. And then the question now becomes, who are you playing a back three with? You're playing with seasoned veterans, Thiago Silva, Cesar Azpilicueta. You understand? These are seasoned veterans.
Yeah.
So that's. But now you come in and you're playing with Eder Militao, and you're the veteran in the team. So it's what I said. Like honestly, like I didn't watch the game too much, but I just felt like it's an anomaly. Honestly, it's just it's just skewed data. Like you can't put it in the whole thing for in reference for the games forward and something like that. Nah, I just it happens. There's nothing you can do about it. It's unfortunate, but it happens.
That's true. And one more thing to note is that Courtois was also missing, and Lunin did not have the greatest of nights. I feel like of the four goals, maybe Courtois would have stopped one easily, at least, and it wouldn't have looked as bad. So there is also that to consider. But yeah, let's go through some comments. Shadrak is here as well as Ashik. So Ashik's first comment is like, Farooq finally got someone to agree with him, and that's why he changes looks. And then,
Well,
yeah,
I mean, it is what it is, man. Let's just leave it at that, Ashik. Let's not go into too much details.
yeah,
But I mean, it is good to be agreed with now.
yeah. And Ashik says, oh, why is Real Madrid letting Barca take the title? The idiots lost points again, and we don't take advantage of it. Mm.
I mean, honestly, Ashik, the point is this: like, to be fair, right? I mean, even I believe that you know this deep down. Like, after that loss against Barca in the Clasico, the 1-0 loss, I think there was no coming back. Honestly, there was no coming back because even if we take the points, we will still be around, I think, 8 points, 7 points behind Barcelona still. You understand? Still, where is the title coming from? I think there's remaining 6 games or 7 games, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah,
where you know it's a very long shot. But I understand the fact that what I think what Ashik is getting to is that we don't want to finish, the league 20 points, 25 points behind Barcelona. Like, obviously it's more respectable to finish, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points behind and stuff like that. I can understand where he's coming from, but I think it's gonna be really difficult, even for a coach like Carlo Ancelotti, to motivate these players when they know that their season relies just on 3 games right now. 3 games. You understand?
yeah.
Win 2 of those 3 games, and you have a chance at winning a cup double. You understand? So, and winning a cup double is much more than winning La Liga. 100%, 1,000,000%.
No,
You understand? So it's going to be
it's not just
difficult.
winning La Liga, like you said. It's like fighting for the second place and then coming within 2 to 3 points of Barcelona. And that's just not worth
Exactly.
it at all.
Exactly. Exactly. So it's so difficult to motivate these players, honestly. Like, and I mean, even for someone like Carlo, it's gonna be really difficult, honestly. So that's why I said, like, for me, like, it really doesn't matter, like, not until we go into these games, and we see what these people can do or can't do, rather, you understand? Then, and one thing again is that these people have earned that, don't you think so, Jacob? Like, they have earned this benefit of the doubt. I mean, the Benzemas, the crew. Okay, Benzema was absent, but I mean, the Cruzes and the Modrics and the, okay, Carvalho also was absent and whatever. But these guys have earned the benefit of the doubt, you understand? So I will want to give them that benefit of the doubt because, I mean, what they have done last year is just absolutely phenomenal, you understand? So because of that, I give them the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, I mean, it's a daunting task. Obviously, you can just have a switch that you switch on and switch off. But we've seen Real Madrid do this.
Yeah,
You understand? We've seen this club do this time and time and time again. Obviously, one day you're going to run out of that luck. One day the switch is not going to work. You understand? But the thing is, we have to give them the benefit of the doubt.
yeah, for sure. And Shadrach is in the chat. He says, Hala Madrid. Man, I was watching City versus Arsenal game. Oh my God. City, man. I'm scared. I don't see us getting slapped, but we will draw the first leg and lose at the Etihad. I mean, that's still a bit
Sorry, who
optimistic.
made comment?
It's Shadrach, Dennis's brother.
Huh. Joshua, I mean, I actually share your sentiments in the sense that, I mean, when I watched that game, actually, I got scared. I was actually saying to Jacob, like, we were watching with a couple of guys yesterday outside, and after 60 minutes, actually, we stopped watching because it was a boring game. I swear to you, I felt like I was watching like City against Bolton or something like that, a team that has no name, literally, because it was so one-sided and so. See, the thing is this: Arsenal were there physically with 11 players, but they weren't playing. It was like they were not there and City were just playing. I mean, the amount of saves Ramsdale made, you
Yeah,
know, honestly, like it was crazy. Honestly, it was crazy. I got scared. I also got scared. I was like, wow. I mean, not just the Premier League, man. The whole of Europe should be scared. Really, the whole of Europe should be scared. But then there's something Ferdinand said after the game. Obviously, he might be saying it because he's partial against City and whatever. He said the thing is this: no matter how good you play, this doesn't work against Real Madrid. You
don't know
understand?
about that. I
I
mean,
mean,
yeah, yeah. Well, we
history
always
has shown
say,
this, man.
yeah,
History has shown this.
every single year we doubt our team, and then it's like, oh, City is coming up, PSG is coming up, we have no chance, and like one of these days, like God forbid, our luck will run out, and I just don't want to be there to see it, to be honest.
I mean, the point is this. The point is, yeah, there is luck as well, but also there is individual talent as well. You understand?
Yeah,
So For me, I will always bet, I will always place my money on Karim Benzema and Vinicius Jr. against any defense in the world, always.
Yeah.
You understand? So the point is, if we can get them to play hero ball, that's just, because that's the thing. We have nothing else except for hero ball. Honestly, this is the thing, and I've always said it days and days and weeks, and it becomes like you don't appreciate what you have. But this is just the truth. We just have to play hero ball to these guys and find a way to move past them. Honestly, so this is just the thing. I hope for the best. That's just the thing. But I mean, honestly, I feel I still have optimism. Honestly, like although I share that sentiment as well. That honestly, watching City yesterday strikes fear into your heart. But like, I still believe that we have a chance. We still have a fighter's chance, honestly.
And I'll give you a bit of tiny good news. So the Girona manager, after the game, he had a couple of quotes. He said, Pep Guardiola has been studying Real Madrid for a long time now, and I fully expect them to get the win. So that means Pep has been studying us for a long time, and he has a chance to really, really overthink, and put out a very strange lineup against us. So I could bring good
Oh,
news.
see. The thing is this: it's not about thinking or lack overthinking or something. As long as Haaland plays, there is as long as Haaland. For me, that's the thing. Because the thing is that everyone talks about how Haaland scores goals and what. Watch the City game yesterday. Until Haaland scored the fourth goal, what had he done? He had created spaces, chances. Because the thing is, Haaland is the guy. You can't give him even a half space. So while you're trying to find a way to contain this alien, other guys are gonna hurt you, man. KDB is gonna score. Bernardo is gonna score. If it's Foden, okay, Foden is out. Like if it's Riyad Mahrez, if it's I don't know. And really, Grealish is playing like a madman now as well. Grealish all of a sudden found the groove. I don't know how, where, from where, but all of a sudden he flipped the switch as well. He's playing like a madman now as well. Okay, he's not getting the goals, but he's creating, and he's doing what he has done, what he's been known to be doing. He's never been known as a goal scorer, but he's known to be someone who creates havoc. Honestly, he creates pure chaos. Understand? So that's the thing. Like it's not just about that. Even if he overthinks, you understand. Even if he overthinks, what's he gonna overthink? Not play with a DM, play with a midfielder as a left back, Bernardo Silva as a left back. What's he gonna do? The point is already like you don't have a system to counter that. You're
Yeah.
just waiting to get the ball and hit it. I mean, we have only one style of play: take the ball, hit it, and run. That's the thing. Just throw the ball, hit it, run, make a cutback, find someone in the middle, shoot. That's the end of the story. So what I mean, unless you're gonna play a complex tactical battle, that's when you start to overthink, things starts to come into play. You understand?
Yeah.
But we're not gonna go and play a complex tactic. You saw the first time against City when we played at Etihad, the 4-3. Was it 4-3 or was it 4-2? I can't remember.
4-3, 4-3.
It was 4 exactly. You saw the game. The game was decided on mistakes. There was no tactical battle. Nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, I mean, Guardiola can't prepare for one thing, to be honest. Like, let's say they are 1-0 up, and then suddenly Guardiola has to defend a bit, which he might think is going to be easy against Real Madrid. But then when we do go all out, like it's so hard for teams to defend against us, we will get a
Bro,
chance or two, man.
I
Come
can
on.
guarantee you this for sure. Guardiola doesn't think it's easy to defend 1-0 against Real Madrid. I can guarantee you for sure. Any other person might think about this, but Pep himself knows. He knows maybe even better than anyone else.
Yeah,
So he will not. He will. I mean, maybe only Simeone knows better because Simeone lost two Champions League finals with us. But he will not. I can tell you, he will not go 1-0 and try to defend jack shit. No. He's gonna try to score 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't think Pep is no, I don't think so, man. If anything, Pep is gonna look for the juggler, man. He's gonna try to score it. Because the thing is right now is that away goals don't matter anymore.
yeah.
Away goals don't matter. So I mean the point is you win, you win. You win straight out. It's a straight shootout, bro. So it's I'm honestly I'm not too worried on the tactical side of it because I just think like as I've always said, like I don't think we're that like specialized tactical mechanism. No, anyone who watched Real Madrid for even 30 seconds can figure out how they play. Just slump the ball, run fast, beat your man, give the ball to whoever is available in the box and score.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah, you have to score to win the games, but there is no complex situations where you have to decipher anything there.
Uh, Sure, man. I can't argue with that. Like, it, it's just that different teams, like even if you talk about like very complex tactics, the teams are still doing the same thing. They're still getting the ball to the byline or towards the third half of the pitch and just cutting it back or putting in a cross. And the thing that we are missing is that we just don't know how to deal, like put in a good cross and score from them. Well, to be fair, Asensio did
I mean,
assist.
that's the thing, like that. The thing is that, like, something that has been a source of strength for us. Like, I could remember, I think, I don't know, whatever it was. Anyways, 3, 4 years ago, like almost every corner was a goal, man. Like, okay, it wasn't a goal, but like it was a golden opportunity. You understand?
Yeah.
Almost every free kick was finding us. But right now, we hit all of them, and there is no one. There is no one, honestly, on the end of distance. So yeah, it's it's kind of pathetic and sad. On at the same time that we have deficiencies on both end of the pitch. Aerially in defense, aerially in offense as well. So I mean, because other than Benzema, like, I mean, who's gonna jump in and find those goals? So it's not been a very straightforward thing. But yeah, I mean, it's not a big deal. Like, even without the aerial offenses and like thereof, like we've been there, done it before. So it's. I mean, as I said, like, we have to give the team the benefit of the doubt. This time around, honestly, like, I totally understand. Like, the Girona game was very demoralizing for everyone. I totally understand that, but I just kind of feel like this is an exception to the rule, and it's not the norm, honestly. Like, I mean, who's gonna score 4 goals against Couto? I think that person has to be. I don't know. I mean, if there's anyone to like credit, it's Haaland, honestly.
Yeah. I was about to say that. Well, you're not giving us a lot of hope, Farooq. But anyways,
I said, man, honestly, I'm being hopeful, man. What else do you want me to do? Like,
okay.
this is me being hopeful, bro.
Oh wow. Try harder. But anyways, there's Sunil in the comments. He says, City slapped Arsenal because Arteta was naive as fuck. Do you think that, like, do you think Arsenal actually had a chance against this version of City?
I said this 1 week ago. I mentioned it. Like, Arsenal has a fighter's chance against City, honestly. So the point was that Arsenal should have made their calculations and assumed that you lose to City and you win your game against Southampton. Arsenal will lose the title because they drew at Southampton, not because they lost to City. This is the
Yeah.
thing. Like, they literally had a very little chance, honestly, very little chance. Because the point is, almost any team who goes up against City right now, honestly, he's second favorite.
Mm.
It pains me to say this, but even I know that Real Madrid going into the tie against City, we are second favorites, and this is just the pure facts. So going into the chance game against City, you're always second favorite. So you had a fighter's chance, you understand, but don't let your fate rely on the game against City. This is the mistake Arsenal made.
Mm.
And the thing now becomes that because the fate relied on that game against City, because anything but a victory was useless for Arsenal in that game. So because of that, they had to just go and play the way they know how to play. But the point is, the person who created the master plan of this is what you're coming up against.
Yeah.
The whole way you play is based on this person, this team. The players that are spearheading your charge are players from this team. You understand? So it was always an uphill battle. Honestly, like, they shouldn't. If they had won the game against Southampton, I am sure the approach from Arteta to this game would have been different. Because the point is, it's either you win or you don't win. Because for Arsenal, as I said, a draw or a loss was same. They had
Yeah.
nothing to gain from either position.
Mm.
They had nothing to gain. So in order to wrestle back the control of the title race, they had to win. And to win, they had to play the only way they know how to play. So this might be, yeah, obviously it might be, it might be a bit of, naiveness on Arteta's side or whatever. But what else could he have done? Play out for a draw, hope for a counter, and this and that. If he drew, he still lost the title.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
mm, I mean, but I just felt like whatever Arsenal had done, like, I just felt like CT were just too much. CT were too much, honestly, and that just reinforces that honestly. But one thing I actually didn't like after the game was that I saw a lot of narratives on the internet on Reddit, and it all keeps going that City is a state-owned club. They have this vast resources, this and that. And I mean, for God's sake, man, like, every single club in the world, what do they do? What has Real Madrid done? What has Barcelona done? What has United? What has Sir Alexis United done? I mean, it's obviously we get that they have resources, but we're not talking about Paris Saint Germain here. You understand?
Yeah.
This is just the truth. Like, they have the money, fine and good, but they use it in a controlled, in a smart way.
Yeah. And
If it's just all about money,
do you
what Todd
remember?
Bowley is doing should work. Yeah,
Yeah, with Man City, it's almost like you can say, like, of course, they spend a huge amount of money compared to other clubs, but they also have heritage. So I remember this quote from Jose Mourinho. He said, when they won three back-to-back titles, or like, not too sure, when they were like close to winning the third title, the Premier League title, he said, so how did they manage to do this? They had Aguero, they had Yaya Toure, they had company, and all of these guys, and they've been playing for 5+ years. These are not transfers that
Yeah.
just came in, and that to me is heritage. Would you go as far as to say that Man City are now like a heritage of a club?
I mean, uh, I would not necessarily say that they are a heritage club, but I will say they're a established club right now. You understand? Because, but that's the thing is that like but the point I'm just trying to make is like we always find a way to take a cheap shot at City that like they're an oil club, they're a state club. But Manchester United is literally listed in the New York Stock Exchange. It is listed in the New York Stock Exchange. The same way I can go and buy an Apple stock, I can go and buy United stock. What are you talking about? So Alex took every single best player from every team.
Yeah.
All these great teams were revolutionized by one, be it from Eric. I think Eric Cantona came from Leeds or something like that. I'm not mistaken. Let's not forget Dimitar Berbatov. Let's not forget his last title with Robin van Persie. Like he's taking players and he spent so much that others cannot even cope. You understand? Let's not come here and I mean, what does Bayern do in Bundesliga?
By
I mean,
the best players from the league.
Only Marco Reus didn't play for Bayern. Only Marco Reus didn't play for Bayern. But any other person, name him, he has played for Bayern.
Yeah.
So this is, I mean, it's a really silly chip shot. I can understand, but we also have to sit back. I find it so weird that I have to be the person that's defending City, but honestly, we have to sit back and really just appreciate the good work that people have put in. Like we have to appreciate what the City Football Club has built. You understand? Because even before Pep came, they won 2 titles. You know, and they were always in the conversation every single year.
Yeah.
The thing is this, like you can't win always. This is sports. As Giannis said yesterday, you can't win always. But the point is you have to build step by step for the next thing. And this is what City have done perfectly. They are always in the title race. Always and always. You understand? I mean, even we can say that. Even Barcelona can say that. Barcelona finished the league how many points behind us last year? The year before. You understand? We're gonna finish how many points behind this year? You understand? So that's the thing, like, but City are always in the conversation, 2 points, 3 points, 4 points, 5 points, they're always in the conversation. So you have to respect that, honestly. Like we just can't keep going around taking cheap shots and and just keep I mean, yeah, obviously they're all money, they are money. These are facts. There's no doubt about that. But you can't just, after they perform good and you just be like, oh, but City has unlimited resources. I mean, chill, calm down. Obviously, we know this, but still appreciate good football. Appreciate what these people have done. Money doesn't equate success. We've seen this with many teams. Many teams. Anyways, it is what it is, man. Welcome to my TED Talk, by the way.
No, that was a. I mean, I did not expect you to defend City so much, but you know, I guess it warrants it. I did see a lot of those comments on Twitter as well. But the main takeaway, like as Sunaid and Ashik says, from that City and Arsenal game was that against City, they just have it figured out. City may have a plan B, and Don Carlo has a plan B for every plan A and plan C for every plan B. But then City has the same, right? Maybe in like a Champions League of the past when they faced Chelsea, they were kind of one-dimensional. But now they just have so many more options all around the pitch. And I don't know, man. Even if we like come up with 10 plans, I feel like Pep has 11 plans.
That's just the thing, man. It just goes back to what I said earlier. Like the final was against Tuchel. Tuchel is one of the finest tacticians in the game, at least from the way I see the game. Honestly, like the matches I have watched, like he's one of the best tacticians I have seen. Honestly, like he's a madman. Honestly, he's a madman. You understand? So in that game, it was a battle of tactics. That final against Chelsea. So Pep overthought it, and he was caught out. You
Yeah.
understand? Well, in our games, I don't think it's going to be too much of that tactics. You understand? But as you said, the thing is, the team has evolved so much right now. Even they have a different kind of striker in Julian Alvarez as well. You understand? They have different kind of wingers. For example, in Riyad Mahrez, for example, you understand like what I don't know if they play Bernardo Silva up top or if they play him in the middle of the park or whatever. But what he offers and what Bernardo Silva offers are two different kind of things. You understand? When you take out Jack Grealish, you bring on Alvarez, it gives you a different approach to the whole team. You understand? And we also see now with even the way their fullbacks play, the likes of right now they actually don't even play with fullbacks. They play with centre backs as fullbacks.
Yeah.
You understand? So that's the thing because that just goes back to the point. Honestly, are you gonna sit down here and tell me that a defense of Ake, Akanji, uh, Ruben Diaz, and John Stones. This is the defense. This is the defense. I mean, look at the individuals in this defense, honestly. How many of them are you going to point out? Okay, maybe Ruben Diaz. But how many, other than Ruben Diaz, how many of them are you going to point out, say that they're in the top 10 defenders in the world?
None of them. I mean,
I mean, it would take a very huge argument to make this.
yeah. Oh, well.
Well, yeah, it is what it is, man. But anyways, man, I think we've talked too much about City. This is not a City preview, man. Let's get back to
If,
the league and what is
yeah,
not.
I think you didn't get the memo. So every preview that we do until the City game is a City preview, and all of the comments are going to be City related.
Indeed, man. Indeed, definitely. There's nothing else to do about it, man.
Yeah, but it's true. Let's jump back into La Liga, the dire state of La Liga, where we are just 2 points above Atletico, fighting it out for the second place, and we're facing Almeria, who are currently 15th and just 2 points off of the relegation zone.
Yeah.
So, of course, we've seen Almeria score, like really give it to Barcelona, and that was uh, a very good Barcelona side with Pedri and Dembele still in the team, and they really still gave it to Barcelona at home. But right now they're playing away. But the thing is, they're going to be very, very desperate for points, and it doesn't look like our team are very driven at the moment. We are also going to be
Yeah, man.
missing. It's not
We're
just
gonna be
that.
missing
Like
who?
the bad news just keeps on coming, Farooq. Like we are going to be missing Asensio and Modric, who are kind of injured. We don't know the extent of their injury. It's probably just a knock, but they are probably not going to feature for this game.
I mean, Jacob, this is the thing, it depends on what end of the spectrum you look at it at. For me, I'm looking at it as a good news, man. Because the point is they should be out for 5 to 10 days and they're back fit for the City game. So, that's the thing. Like I would rather them be out right now than being out for, the season defining game, honestly, because this is indeed a season defining game, you understand? So Asensio, Modric, key players. Like Modric, a very crucial player. Asensio, a very good squad player as well. So the key players for us. And as I said, like I look at it as good news. Like they're out right now, which means hopefully, unless it's something serious, they should be back. For the next game. I mean, in 5-10 days. So they should be, fit and ready for the semis against City. So for me, from my point of view, actually, it's good news.
Could be, man, could be a blessing in disguise. And
Yep.
we are also boosted with the news that Alaba and Mendy, although they trained alone on the pitch, they're on the pitch, which means their return is not far away at all. Um, I know Alaba is going to be very crucial. We talked about this. Said
Yep.
that Rudiger and Nacho on their own can't like lead out the defense, but with Alaba in the team, I know it's not a CT preview, but then the team is just going to look way more secure. But the thing I want to ask is, let's say Mendy is back. Maybe he plays 60 minutes or 30 minutes against Osasuna. Would you start him against City?
Honestly, man. So the thing is this, right? I want Kamavinga to start in that game. And I think I have said this before. The reason, in my opinion, is because of the way he understands, the way he executes what he offers. Obviously, like Mendy is a phenomenal defender. Mendy is a phenomenal defender. But for that first leg, we're not looking to defend, in my opinion. I mean, obviously, you want to defend, but you're not looking to defend too deep. You understand? I believe that the rush tackling of Kamavinga should be enough, to deal with whoever the winger is eventually on the day. But I feel like that understanding that he has developed with Tony Kroos, because whenever you see the games with Kamavinga and Kroos in the middle of the pitch, especially when we have a midfield trio of Kroos, Modric, and Fede, you see that Kamavinga kind of operates as a hybrid, you know, player. Like he's both a fullback and a midfielder at the same time.
Yeah.
Like whenever Cruz, because as we know, Cruz will always drop deep. So whenever Cruz drops very deep, he tends to, occupy that space. The position that Cruz has evacuated. And the thing now becomes this: when you have an intelligent player such as David Alaba playing as a left-sided center back, he also will then, spread out. You understand, to cover this position. Hence, we gain more athleticism in the middle of the pitch as well.
Yeah.
So this is something. You understand? This is something. But then as well, for the defensive side of it, you want Mendy to play honestly. But if I were the coach and I had the job of doing this, honestly, I will go with Kamavinga for the first leg, and in the second leg, then because we have to be more conservative and whatever, I will throw on Nacho. Sorry, Mendy for that. But I mean, this is just my own personal view, honestly. But I don't know how they're gonna be. But for me, to answer your question, honestly, for the first leg, I will start Kamavinga in the fullback position if David Alaba is back. This is the key caveat there. If David Alaba is back, Kamavinga. If Alaba is not back, then we play with Mendy.
I don't know, man. I feel like Mendy is not going to get a chance at all because I already see the agenda against him on Twitter and Instagram and whatnot. And all of the news points to the fact that we might be trying to get rid of him in the summer. And there was all of these stats coming out by multiple accounts saying he got the chance to play 50 games. He missed 25 of them, and 13 of them he was a sub. So he's not really making an impact. So suddenly he's not world class anymore.
It's not about being world class or like there, but the point is, what's the point of if you're world class if you're not available? I don't care about your world classness. I need you to be available. I need you to plug the holes in my defense.
Yeah.
You're world class, but you're on the bench, and I mean, you're not even on the bench,
And
so you're world class, but you're in the
how,
hospital.
I mean, how can we think about getting rid of another left back when we literally don't have any other left backs in the game? Of course, Trent Garcia is going to come next season, but then how can you talk about offloading him when there are
No, I
realistically
don't
no
think
other
of. I
left
think
backs coming in?
him playing with Fran Garcia would be a very good thing, honestly, in my opinion. I don't think I think getting rid of him is too extreme. But then on the other hand, as well, considering what the market looks like, if you get an amazing offer, I think you take it.
It's true.
If you get an amazing offer, I wouldn't, begrudge the team for the club for taking an amazing offer for Mendy. But the point is, right now, like unless, as I said, an amazing offer comes in, like there is no need. Like you bring on Fran Garcia, they play together. You see how the understanding between them, how they interchange between games and like thereof, and you see, eventually then you make a decision across. Let's not forget we had once upon a time we had Fabio Contrao and Marcelo together. We had Arbeloa and Carvajal together. So it doesn't really, I mean, these are things that have been done and can be done as also. I mean, if Fran Garcia comes, he has a period of adaptive bedding into the team. So we will see, man. Honestly, so it's. I mean, unless the point is this, unless the club is gonna purchase an elite left back, then obviously Mendy's bye bye.
That's true, but like I said, maybe this. I mean, Fran Garcia looks very incredible, to be honest. He had a really good game against Barcelona, scored the winning goal. In addition to that, like I was just looking up at his past performances, and apparently he's scored against all three big teams in La Liga this season. He scored against us, Atleti, as well as Barcelona.
Hmm.
So he could be our next Theo Hernandez, Maybe we missed the train on that, but he could be our next Theo Hernandez. And Mendy
You
could
never
be
can
like,
tell, man.
yeah, maybe an extra bit of competition is just what Mendy needs to, get his fitness back on track.
Exactly. Because it's all too comfortable for him. Whenever he's fit, he gets directly into the team. So maybe that extra competition will bring a bit of motivation for him. But actually, I felt missing out on the World Cup and all that will give him motivation. But I think I see that he's still not. I don't know because sometimes I just feel like these are professional footballers. Honestly, like we've seen players that literally never break down. You understand? But then we see players that literally break down every other time. So obviously it changes from person's body to body, but you also can look out after yourself a bit better, man. For God's sake, please.
Yeah. And I just want to read out this specific chat by Sunev. He says, Faru with the camera prop, he was happy
I
about
mean,
it.
it is what it is, man. Like when someone works, we give the flowers to them, and if they don't, then there is nothing we can do about it. What can we say? If you've done your due diligence, like who am I to uh to not give you the credits that you deserve? But if you haven't done your stuff, man, I mean, nah, hell no, definitely not. But yeah, Kama has much more than earned his flowers, so definitely we've got to give them to him.
And Ashik has a bit of a horror story in the comments. So he says, what do you guys know about this rumor that Real are pursuing Lukaku? Why not just keep Mariano in that case? Are we? Are we
Real
looking
are
at
pursuing
Lukaku?
Lukaku.
I don't know, man. I've never seen
This
this.
is the first I've heard of this, man. This is the first I've heard of this.
It's
Lukaku.
Ashik spreading the rumors. He has.
I mean, Lukaku earns a monster wage, man. Like, I mean, I don't think we will take Lukaku on.
Hmm.
I mean, the point is, you're taking. It's just like throwing off Hazard. The thing what happened was that we threw off Gareth Bale. We brought on Eden Hazard. We're trying to throw off Eden Hazard. We're gonna bring on Romelu Lukaku as well. Lukaku earns a monster wage, except if he takes a wage cut. But Lukaku earns a monster wage at Chelsea, man.
Hmm.
Lukaku earns a monster wage at Chelsea. But
Is he out of a contract this
honestly,
summer or is he?
no, he's not, man. I think he still has 3, 4 years left on his contract, man. When did he even go to Chelsea all of a sudden, bro? He went to Chelsea in 21 or in 22, actually, no? In 21, yeah. He went to Chelsea in 21, 22 season. He came to Inter now in 22, 23 season. Bro, I think he still has around 4 years left on his contract, bro. Lukaku
I've
ain't no
I
man. The
forgot
man
that
is making the
Chelsea
big
give
bucks,
out.
man.
Yeah, I forgot that Chelsea completely give out 5, 6 years, maybe even 8 years contracts to players.
I mean, but honestly though, Jacob, I wouldn't be anti Lukaku if he's not gonna come for the premium wages, honestly. Like if he's gonna come for, some, you know, very nice loan deals where Chelsea take 50%, we pay 50%. Like, I mean, Lukaku can be a really good plan B, really, really good plan B, in my opinion. Just, I think he can be, honestly. Why not? I mean, as long as he's not coming for the monstrous wages, I think he can be a plan B because the point is right now, we literally have no plan.
Yeah,
So if it's Lukaku or nobody, I will take Lukaku.
can't believe it's come to this point, man. Like, wow. Ah,
Indeed,
but
man, indeed.
anyways, I guess before we like drag on and on about like either Almeria or whatever, and get into the lineup, let's just talk about the position of like the general flow of the bottom half of the league. So Almeria right now are 15th, 2 points off the relegation zone, and then over at 17th is Getafe, and then 18th is Valencia or who else was it? Espanyol, yeah. And it's just going to come right down to the wire, you know. Valencia lost against Espanyol today, which is
Oh, crap.
so Espanyol are above
Valencia,
Valencia currently. Yeah, Valencia, I don't know, man.
Valencia.
It's still like of the last 8 teams, it's just like a couple of points, 3 points that separates all of them. So it's definitely going to come down to the
Hmm.
wire, and
To the wire, I see your point. I see.
we're going to be facing all of those teams. So like we're going to be facing teams who are desperate. And if we're
Wow.
not really motivated, and if they have decide to have like a field day against us, La Liga is just not going to be good for the post matches, man. I feel very
Yeah,
very
but
sorry for La
I
Liga.
mean, honestly, Jacob, I will say this, like, to anyone listening as well, let's just set ourselves ready mentally, because we're gonna have shitty post matches when it comes to league, honestly. Because
Yeah,
as I said, like, it takes a huge Herculean effort to keep the players motivated for these games, honestly. Especially those games that are gonna come close to. I mean, I think after Osasuna in the Copa we play City, right?
yep,
And I think after that there's a second leg for City as well, no?
not too sure about that.
The point I'm just trying to make is that it's going to be really, really, difficult actually, because keeping our players motivated for through that period is going to be so, so difficult. Yeah, exactly. So I'm looking at the fixture list right now. It says we play Osasuna on the 6th of April, and then we play City on the 9th of April at home. Then we play Getafe at home on the 13th of April. So what I'm just trying to point here out is that the game against Sociedad before the Copa del Rey final, the game against Getafe before the second leg of the City game, the game against Valencia, I mean, the game after the City game. These are all going to be garbage matches, bro. And
Mm,
I would tell people just set yourself mentally, you
yeah,
know, I mean, don't expect anything from these games. If something happens, then it's a positive. But if nothing happens, then you're fine mentally. At least you will not get disappointed. But I mean, if we go into those games having expectations, man, nah, 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 nah.
well, come on, man. Ashik says just gave you guys 3 links stating that Real is considering a move for Sir Romelu, and wow. Anyways, man, I guess let's just get into the lineups, and considering that Asensio and Modric are injured. Oh yeah, we do have an interesting tidbit. So have you been following Rodrigo's form in the La Liga? So, of course, he played really well against Cadiz when he was deployed on the left wing. But on the right wing, and as a centre forward, obviously, you can't expect him to really perform. But he's having a very dry spell, man, and his finishing looked really, really rusty. Are you worried about him?
Not necessarily, bro, because the point is that it's about Rodrigo playing in positions that he is not necessarily, how will I say, like his right position. For example, playing or off the playing as a false nine, for example, and especially when Benzema is not there. I mean, it's really really difficult, honestly. I think so. Because of that, I am not too worried. But again, the question this with Rodrigo is this, honestly, like, what do you do with Rodrigo? Do you play him, you know, as a right winger, or do you play him as a center forward? We know he's a left winger, but he cannot play as a left winger.
Yeah.
So what's gonna happen with him? Honestly, I feel like it's gonna come to a sad junction, I think, eventually. Because the point is he's not productive enough to be that permanent left winger. You understand? And he's not physical enough to play through the middle.
Yeah.
Obviously, he can do it here and there and here, you understand? So the question is not gonna be like, are you gonna continue with him as this, which is always gonna be in and out of the team, in and out of the team? Or are you just gonna throw him out and get a permanent right winger into the team? Because the point right now is our right wing is almost nothing.
Um, okay, okay, okay. Against mid-table sides and Chelsea and Liverpool, Rodrigo looked really good, and he's Mr. Champions League, man. We can't like say, oh, like he's not a really world-class right winger because in the Champions League, at least when he's very motivated, he is a world-class right winger. It's just that
Uh,
in these La Liga games, when the stakes are kind of low, you feel like he lets us down with his finishing. When we know he's capable of much, much more.
I mean, about the finishing thing, it will only get better, honestly, because I actually have always felt that Rodrigo has better finishing than Vinicius Junior himself, honestly. So I think the finishing thing will only get more better. But what I just think is that, like, you need more from Rodrigo. You need more from Rodrigo as a left winger, because you just have to see how is it. How I said, like, that's the thing. It's gonna reach a point at a certain, you're gonna reach a bridge at a certain point in time where you have to make this decision. So the point is he providing you enough as a full-time first 11 member, or is his role going to be that
I mean,
squad player?
he 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 is, to be honest, like an important integral part of the first team right now because he has the third most goals plus assists, and he has been productive. It's not just like he's combining well; he's also getting the goals and the assists. It's just that
Yeah,
it has dried up of late in La Liga, but in the UCL he's still firing.
yeah, but that's the point I'm saying to you right now, is the fact that at least personally for myself, I don't consider Rodrigo as a member of the first 11 yet.
Oh
I still
wow.
see him as someone who is an important member of the squad. Well, because if you ask me today to list you an XI for the Champions League final, I will list you the XI of last year.
So Valverde on the right wing.
While you're on the right wing. So this is just the point I'm making to you. I'm saying to you, like, I'm not saying, what I'm saying is that, okay, right now what Rodrigo is giving is enough
Hmm.
for now. But after 2 years, that will not be enough.
Yeah, when there are better, maybe if Rodrigo hasn't stepped up at that point, maybe there are like very valid and affordable players that we can get for a right wing.
Because the point is, see, when you go back and see, like, at least throughout the teams we have seen, it's Bale, it was Di Maria before then. Okay, so the point is, Bale was 20 goals guaranteed, whether you like him or not.
Yeah,
Di Maria was at least 15 assists, 20 assists guaranteed.
and he gave you so
So
much
there
more.
is no such output.
He was so chaotic and just led all of our counterattacks.
So there is no such output yet from Rodrigo. That's why I'm saying to you, for now, it's fine.
Hmm.
But eventually, we have to find what's the best position for Rodrigo in the team. Would that be a right winger? Would he be able to cause havoc from playing in the right wing? You understand? These are difficult discussions that need to be had. But right now, what he's offering is fine. But obviously, across 2 years, across 2.5 years, this is something that has to be seen.
Yeah, but come on. I mean, these Brazilian players, they're at least as history has shown, they have been improving year upon year, man. I don't see it stopping anytime soon, and I just hope, man, like that Rodrigo takes a step up. To yeah, I've said this before, but for him to be truly elite, he needs to work on his physicality a lot more, so that he can really cause damage against these physical defenders who we might face in the Champions League.
That's why I said to you, like, I'm reiterating myself. For now, it's fine.
Yeah.
But 2 years down the line, what's gonna happen? I don't know. What what I just feel is that with Rodrigo, difficult discussions will be had,
Mm,
most likely.
that's true.
But I mean, it's we just have to see when we get there. The point is, we don't know what's gonna happen next year, or when a new coach comes, what's gonna be the situation. You don't know what that's gonna be. But I'm just saying, like, for right now, the setup that we have, this is what it's looking like.
Mm. Well, int interesting segue to what we were going to talk about, sir. You were saying maybe next season, we get a new coach. Who's it going to be?
I mean, right now it's no longer Pochettino, so that's cool. I heard the rumors of Zizou as well, so let's see,
Yeah.
man. Let's see what Zizou does, man. Let's see if Zizou even agrees to come back in the first place. I mean, if I'm Zidane, I ain't coming back. No, hell no. I really felt sad like in Zidou's last season, man. I was like, fuck all, no. Like this guy should not be treated like this. You understand? But he was really treated badly, honestly, so badly. I felt so bad for him, honestly, but. It is what it is, man. Like if he has reconciled and they solved the differences with Florentino Perez, like I mean, who am I to say anything? But it is what it is because I just feel like he's gonna come back and it's gonna be the more of the same because the team is not gonna change. It's still the same team from the team he left.
Yeah.
I mean, Rodrigo and Vini grew, so that's the team. Other than that, it's Benzema, it's Modric, it's the same guys. It's the same guys, honestly. So how is he gonna deal with that? How is he gonna navigate that? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But
That's just.
I just want a coach that will have the effects that Mourinho had on Real Madrid, honestly.
Mhm.
Because whatever happened, Mourinho laid the foundations for the three-peat. Whether you agree or not, Mourinho laid the foundation for the three-peat. The whole defensive solidity that came from Pepe and Ramos was thanks to Mourinho. The
Yeah.
whole evolving of Marcelo was thanks to Mourinho. So I mean, whatever it is, what it is. So that's the thing. Like we need that solidity, before we can get to the hero ball once again. But right now, we're currently lacking that solidity, honestly, in my opinion. So we need someone to instill that discipline in us, that tactical awareness and what is and what is not, especially in the young kids. Well, it's gonna be it is difficult to achieve that because when you consider a team that Mourinho had literally had I don't know, man. He had people that are myths and legends, man. He had the Xavi Alonso's and the Mesut Ozils, man. These are the players he had in the team. So
Well, yeah, like
those are
that could be
myths and
another
legends,
option.
man.
Like, what do you think about maybe if Ancelotti is, would you give it to Xabi Alonso or Raul?
Oh, I'm not too sure, honestly. But I mean, they're also good shouts. They're good candidates, especially what Xavi has done so far with Leverkusen. They're in the semis of the UEFA Europa League as well. So and they're fighting for the top four in Germany as well. So it's good work as well. Raul also has a good shout. But the thing we know is that it's shown that the club is more receptive towards the legends and what is not compared to when you have a foreigner in like when I mean a foreigner like an outsider.
Yeah.
So for that might play in their advantage, and also they know the ins and the outs of the club, and the players respect them because literally they walk past their medals every day. So they have that in their bag as well. So yeah, I mean I'm not against it. We've seen with Zidane it's worked perfectly. So I'm more than fine with that as well.
Yep, totally agree. Yeah, I guess it just remains to be seen. I feel like these rumors prop up a lot, especially when we go through like a big loss, and then we're just gonna be seeing more and more of these rumors if we do lose a few games in La Liga.
Bro, Carlo leaves if he wants to leave. I don't think Perez sacks Carlo.
Mm.
If Carlo thinks he wants to go and win the World Cup, he goes. But I don't think they sack him because he's just so. I don't know if the right word would be docile, but he's just a yes man. He's there, man. Okay, let's not say he's a yes man, but he's a peace man. You understand? He's someone who will, try to circumnavigate any conflict and anything. You understand? So that's why, because Real Madrid is a very political institute, so like you need someone who is a very good politician. And I mean, there is no one better than Carlo in the game right now, you understand? So for
Yeah.
this kind of job. So that's why I feel like he's the guy, to just keep doing this thing, honestly.
Okay, Ashik wants to open a can of worms, which I don't want to get into right now because we've talked about this in multiple episodes. He basically says Poch may not get the kind of response that Xavi or Zizou can get. Remember, even Mariano has a bigger trophy cabinet than Poch. Why would he listen to him, Lord?
So that's the thing, man. That's the thing. Honestly, the thing is just like I feel like they will listen to Poch because the point right now is that remove Modric, remove Cross, remove Nacho, remove Benzema from the team. Vinicius has one Euro Champions League. Rodrigo has one Champions League. Militao has one Champions League. Huh?
Yeah,
Mendy has one Champions League. Camavinga has one Champions League. Chouameni has nothing. So these are players who are up and coming. Obviously, I know if you're talking about the whole BBC era, if you're talking about the era of the Cruz, Modric, Casemiro, yeah, obviously these guys are bigger than this guy. These guys are mafias. It was the same thing as Barcelona as well. It's the same thing as all these big clubs. You have a group of mafias who you cannot, deal with. But the reason why I've always called for a younger, more progressive coach is because we have a very young core of players that can be molded right now before they start winning things and you cannot mold them anymore.
yeah. I
You
mean,
understand? So
I'm
this is
not
the
going to
thing.
argue with this time, Farooq. Like, I've had enough of Poch, to be honest. Let's just, when the rumors start flying in, let's talk more about him.
Poch is gone to Chelsea, man. What rumors? Poch is no longer available, man. What are you talking about?
I mean,
Poch is gone.
is it for sure? I don't think so.
Bro, it is 99.9% done. You
Mm.
just have 0.1% left. So there is nothing left. And the other option is Nagelsmann. So no to
Yeah,
Nagelsmann. Definitely no to Nagelsmann. I love him, but I just think Real Madrid is just too much of a job at this point of his time.
yeah. All right, let's get right into our lineups and then quickly wrap this up, Farooq.
Yeah, man.
Want to start with the defense? That's
Oh, I mean, in goal, I mean, we need to bring back Thibaut for sure. Thibaut needs to return for sure.
yeah.
Honestly, Thibaut needs to return for sure. Well, in defense, we have no other choice but to still play the same people we played. I mean, is there any option than playing Militao and Rudiger right now?
No, man. No.
I mean, Militao, Rudiger, Nacho as fullback. There's no other option except if you're going to play Camavinga.
Mm. I mean, it could be an option. So last game, Ceballos was yellow carded and was suspended, but he should be back. So that means that we should have enough midfielders even if Modric is injured. So Kamavinga
Yeah.
could slot in at the left back.
Okay, then accept is that. I mean, if Camavinga is going to slot in as a left back, then I would want a Nacho Militao combination in the center back as well. The
Hmm.
Nacho Militao combination might be much more calmer and yeah, might reap better rewards, honestly. But as I said, like honestly, the game against Girona was an exception rather than the norm. So like I would say play Rudiger if that's the case. But we can play. I mean, we can play Kamavinga in the middle of the park. Play Kamavinga and Tony Cross and I don't know Dani Ceballos or Fede or whatever, whoever needs to get the rest. Can get the rest in there. Yeah, so I mean, we can still play the same backline at least just to I don't know give them a chance to redeem themselves if that makes any sense.
Hmm.
Made the Militao Rudiger combination, honestly. But I still think they will play, honestly. I think Militao Rudiger will still play because, as I said, like there is nothing you have better than that. So I'm not too sure how the fullbacks will be like, honestly. But I don't know. In the Girona game, it was Lucas Vasquez, right?
No, it was Carvajal.
It was Carvajal. Oh, okay, then
And
Lord Va-
he got beaten like, insanely. I think at least five or six, seven times that I saw him completely beaten and gassed. So maybe
Okay,
we could be.
let my bias come in then. Like, yeah, let the Lord come in. We don't need Carvajal to redeem himself.
I mean, it is the bird of our crowd. Like we can't afford mistakes. Maybe Carvajal needs to regain some confidence as well.
Nah, let's let Lucas Vasquez play, man. Let the Lord come back. I'm
Yeah,
totally
yeah.
unbiased about this.
Bro, like Lucas Vasquez was a really great right winger. He's ended up scoring the consolation goal for us.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I've always said like Lucas and Nacho, like I will not have a bad word against them because we know that they are limited people. They do their very best. And is their very best good enough to start week in, week out for Real Madrid? No, but it's good enough to do a job. So
Yeah.
that's the thing, you understand. So like, I mean, if there's anyone looking for blame at the heads of Nacho and Lucas Vasquez, then I'm sorry, but I think they misunderstand the whole essence of the game and the essence of what they mean to Real Madrid as a football club as well.
Mm. And yeah, I guess that wraps up the defense. Wanna guess Ancelotti's midfield lineup?
Dani Ceballos,
Okay.
Chouameni.
Okay. That's a bold one because we were all expecting Xiaomini to feature in that game, at least as a starter.
I know. This is the reason why I'm saying Chouameni, because the point is, if he doesn't play in this game, then I'm sorry, there is something that's happening to Chouameni that we don't know. Then,
Yeah.
if he doesn't start this game, then something is happening. So that's why I'm going with Ceballos, Chouameni, and Fede in this game.
Also, no rest for Fede. Come on, man. Like, do you think? Yeah, I mean,
Okay, do you want to play Tony Kroos again? This is the question.
I do. Just to give
No,
Fede
man,
a
Kroos
rest,
should
man.
rest, man.
Fede looked gassed.
Kroos and Fede played the last game, bro. They both started the last game.
No, but Fede has been playing the last 6 games together. Of course, Bruce has been getting a little bit more rest.
Bro, Cruz is a touch and go, man. The man is literally working with sticks, man. What do you want? He has grandchildren that have grandchildren, bro.
All right, all right. No
This is the
Cruz.
time Fede. I mean, as our professor used to say, this is the best moment of his life. So Fede should enjoy. This is the time to enjoy. He just has to keep playing. He has no worries. Just work, 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 and work.
Yeah, and
So
Ashik is in
that's
the
just
comments
it.
saying, let Fede play before he gets jailed. Oh boy.
Yeah, man. Honestly, I don't know, man. I don't know. But actually, is there any update on? Do you have any idea about the whole Fede and the Villarreal player team? Any news
So
on that?
there was no
Via.
complaints submitted to the Football Federation, right? So there's not going to be any pending bans. Even if he gets, so we didn't get an update by Baina as well, by none of his lawyers. If they did press charges, we might see it eventually as a court case where he might have to pay a few fines.
I
But
see. Because if I'm not mistaken, like in Spain, like I think you can get suspended sentences or something like this. But then that was for a civil lawsuit. I don't know about a criminal lawsuit because it's assault, so it's a criminal lawsuit actually. So it's a
mm,
different thing. Let's
God
see,
knows,
man.
man.
Let's see.
Yeah, let's see.
I really wish we can get in the details of exactly what was said or not said because I mean obviously Afedi is a very aggressive player,
Oh,
but if
okay.
there's anything,
Ashik
he's a
says
very
he got suspended in the last game. Not sure if he got a yellow card and got suspended.
who got suspended.
Fede.
Oh, okay. I actually had no idea about that.
Uh, I can't verify that as well. But I don't remember Fede getting a yellow card, but yeah, it is totally possible. We might have to like check back on that.
Yeah. That's wow. That's interesting. Well, I
Mm.
mean, then that's a mandatory break, man. What can you say?
Mm. Well, there
That's a
you go.
mandatory break.
Yeah, but I think it's.
Fede didn't get a yellow.
Oh, he didn't get a
Vini
yellow.
and Militao got yellow cards in the last game, but Fede didn't get carded.
Even Kamavinga got carded. I'm pretty sure. But
Based on what I see, it says just two people on our side got carded,
oh,
and it
okay. Yeah,
was
so
Militao and Vini.
Ashik says for the Baena case, he was mentioning that Fede could get suspended. It's a possible 12-game suspension incoming for La Liga.
Holy God.
12 is a lot. Wow, it's close to
12 is half a season, bro.
not quite half, but yeah, at
Bro,
least
half a
one third.
season is 18 games, no? Or 19 games. You're
Yeah.
missing 12 games and what's left?
Oh boy. Now it makes sense why we're looking for Bellingham. It's like, oh, okay.
I was hearing like chatter about Bellingham being also, I don't know, favored with Real Madrid again. I don't know what these people are doing. They're just playing with our intelligence, man.
It was Harry
All this
Redknapp who came out
news.
and said that that someone close to
Yeah.
Bellingham scam said went out and said it.
Yeah. I don't know,
Anyways,
man. Like, are they playing with our intelligence or what, man? We were hurt so much with the Kylian Mbappe team, man. Don't they know this, man? Let them stop doing this to us, bro.
this is what it is. At least we're not like publicly going out and say we're definitely going to get Bellingham or anything. There's no news about from the club
Uh,
that we're going to go and get him. So as long as there's
Actually,
no
no,
fish
that's
to pay.
the only positive thing I actually think of when I think of Zizou coming back is that we can easily. Yeah, I mean, like the pitch to Kylian Mbappe is going to be. I mean, there is no pitch. Zidane is the pitch himself. You understand? So the pitch is going to be quite bulletproof. So that might bring him one step closer. I don't know.
Yeah, at that point, you don't even need to like send over the contract details. Just send a picture of
Exactly.
Zizou and
Exactly.
signed
Exactly.
signed post of Zizou, and our boy Mbappe will
Exactly.
be here.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
let's get into the offense.
I mean, Vini is gonna play. Benzema is looking to get the PTT and Rodrigo as well. I think that's the options we have. I think now
We literally have no other
Hazard,
options. I mean,
Hazard
has
maybe
to be fair, Farooq, when Mariano came on, we looked at our best version because finally we had someone who was leading the line.
to play. Yeah,
Yeah,
and I understand that. I mean, but because Benz is there, so I doubt because I don't know. I think Benz will play because it's a home game.
yeah.
Because I could remember as well. If you could remember in the last season of Cristiano as well and Zidane first teams, like they were playing, they were taking Cristiano. Cristiano wasn't traveling for the away games, and he was playing all the home games. Although the title was long gone by then as well.
Mm,
So I think they're gonna, use the same route for Benzema as well, like for the away games at least, the lesser profile ones, he's gonna
I
be out of the team, and for the big ones, for the home games, he's gonna be there.
I agree. Saw a few of his photos in training as well. He looks sharp, man. So he should be featuring for the game.
Yeah, man. I mean, if we want to stand any chance in this Champions League, we need Benzema like haunting, like I don't know, like a lioness, man. Honestly, he should
Mm,
haunt, man. Honestly, like we need him to be sharp as a gazelle, man. Any smell of blood, man, we need to bounce. So
yeah.
we need Benzema in the peak shape, man, the peak form, whatever it is that needs to be done, man.
Oh, and I just got confirmation. I was just looking it up, and Hazard is injured, so we no longer have the option of bringing on Hazard.
Man has one job, man. Man has one job, literally one job.
Come on, man. Now he can't even warm the bench. What is this? It's not even funny at this point. I don't know whether to laugh or cry, but
Exactly,
it's
exactly,
just money
exactly,
lost.
exactly.
But yeah, let's just look at a couple more comments from Afik. So he asks us, why do we look outside when we have players like Arribas? We do not need Mbappe. We have Vinny. Are you on camp? We do not need Mbappe. We just stick with Vinny and Rodrigo.
Honest to God, we play Vinicius Junior and Kylian Mbappe together. I will today, honestly, like this might sound like slander and like not appreciating what Rodrigo has done so far, but I will personally pay the flight ticket of Rodrigo to Paris. If
Wow.
Perez is listening, I volunteer to pay the price of the ticket of Rodrigo to Paris in return for Kylian Mbappe and some money and a lot of money, obviously. I mean, it might sound bleak and anything, but we will figure it out. Kylian Mbappe and Vinicius Junior can play together. We will figure it out. Honestly, we will figure it out. Well, I mean, as I said, it might sound because the point is, I remember in the World Cup France won. Actually, Kylian Mbappe was playing as a right winger. I remember this player. He
I
was playing
mean,
as a right winger.
in
So,
order to get Mbappe, we don't need to get rid of Rodrigo, man. Like Sunil is also in the chat. It's like Farouk and with a bunch of gun emojis, and it's like, nah,
bro,
get this man out of the podcast.
bro, 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 for Kylian Mbappe, I think Vinicius is a player I will not sacrifice for Kylian Mbappe. But man, everyone on the team, even Fede, is up for sale for Kylian Mbappe. I think Vini is the only guy I will not, honestly. But every single person on that team, I will pay for them to go to Paris, man. The reason why I say Rodrigo is that at least Rodrigo is someone who will want a lot of money as well. You understand? So
Yeah.
he's someone who can at least ease the burden of the finances or whatever the transfer will look like. You understand? So that's the thing. But for Kylian, man, Vini is the only player not touchable in that team, man. Every single one of them, man. Every single one.
And just like that, you managed to piss off the whole of the Real Madrid fan base. So Ashik is like, okay, I am back to the natural order of things with disagreeing with Farouk.
I mean, it is what it is, man, guys. This is just it, man. Honestly, Kylian is a phenomenon, man. Honestly, Kylian is something else. Kylian is totally something else, honestly. He is, I mean, what's, I think just enough, honestly, to quantify the kind of person Kylian Mbappe is. So, a chance to have Kylian and Vini on the same team? Nah, man. Definitely. Every single one is on the market.
I get that. I get that. It's just very hard to like hear that, oh, like we could be getting rid of these excellent players that we've been so used to and who we love instead of Kylian Mbappe. And yeah,
That's very true, man. That's very true. That's very true. But once upon a time, we got rid of people, man. That's the
yeah.
thing. Like, there is nothing new. Like, this is not the first time. Like, I mean, I watched Robin do very well at Real Madrid, but he got shipped out. I watched what's he called, Rafael van der Vaart do very well at Real Madrid, but he got thrown out as also. You gotta make space for people, man. Ruben van der Vaart left for Cristiano and Benzema to come to the team, man, and Kaká. So that's the thing, man. Rodrigo will leave. It doesn't mean he's a bad player. It's just he's gonna leave for an even greater player. So it is what it is, bro.
Hmm. Okay, and before we go, so Ashik has his last comment. He says, Killian doesn't put in the effort the way we need us. Killian has Killianed his chances of coming to Real Madrid.
Bro, the thing is this, I'm saying this. Paris is a fucking garbage, man. Don't see what you're seeing at Paris, and obviously I know like Kylian Mbappe's attitude and all that like has been reported, and based on even what we see on the pitch, it's not ideal. But Real Madrid is different gravy, bro.
Hmm.
Real Madrid is different gravy, bro. Real Madrid is different gravy. So whatever it is, man, it's gonna be a whole different ball game at Real Madrid, honestly.
And yeah, like guys, even if you don't trust Farouk to make our transfer decisions, trust in Perez. Like he will know when to bring Mbappe and he will know which player to get rid of. So I feel like we're in good hands.
I mean, it's just an open book, man. Just choose whatever you want, and I will just fill in the balance. It's your choice, man.
Okay, and yeah, I have to read this out because it's pretty funny. So it says if Farouk was running Real Madrid, we would be competing in Segunda. And Ashik replied,
What? We will be competing in what? Sorry.
the Segunda division.
Oh. I mean, bro, we will be competing in Segunda, but we will have Kylian and Vinicius. No, I mean, it's cool, man. We wouldn't pay to watch that.
And Ashik is like, nah, we'd be voted out of the league system altogether.
Nah, man. Nah. I mean, we're we have not reached that level, man. We do everything legally, man. Financial fair play.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Should we do the predictions then? Feel like we've been blabbering on for a while now.
Shorten, bro. Shorten. I think it's a victory for us, bro. I think this we have to bounce back from that atrocious result,
Hmm.
and it's at home in front of our fans. And as we said, like Almeria is just literally nothing to write home about. But then they're fighting for the for relegation as well. I think you said they're 2 or 3 points above relegation zone, right?
2 points above the relegation.
Yeah, 2 points again. So it means they especially they can come to our home and sit deep, sit tight, try to hit on the counter and what is not. So the chances are going to be difficult to come across. So I'm expecting a bit of a cagey game, but still a comfortable 3-0 victory, or rather 3-1 because we don't do clean sheets.
That's true, man. But in the last 10 games, I feel like we've had 7 clean sheets, which is not bad at all. Uh,
Bro, don't jinx it, man. Just go with the flow that we don't do clean sheets,
sure,
and when clean sheets
fine.
come, then we've gotten clean sheets.
Okay, on that note, I predict a 2-1 victory as well. Vinny scoring both of the goals because he's absolutely on fire, man. And with our home supporters edging him on and really getting behind his back, he should be having a monster performance again.
Yeah, definitely. Honestly, I'm so glad that the audience, the crowd for the Champions League is so different. Like they're not as stupid as the people in La Liga, man. Because when you watch La Liga, it's just utter garbage. The
Yeah.
way Vini has to tread the whole path by himself. And I keep saying this. First of all, Real Madrid as an institution has failed Vinicius Junior. La Liga as an organization has failed Real Madrid. Or sorry, has failed Vinicius Junior as well. So it's so sad, honestly, that these two giants cannot protect Vinicius Junior. It's so intriguing. I mean, even on Reddit, bro, there are footages of people making this. I don't know whatever you want to call them. You understand? Because these are not insults. Like you don't. I mean, insulting someone because of where he comes from or how he looks, that's not an insult, man. That's a whole different thing. You can't call that an insult, man.
Yeah,
I mean, an insult is when Jacob says, "Oh, Farouk, you're stupid, you're dumb." That's an insult. Understand? But when you go to different places, that's nothing, and nothing happens to these people.
yeah,
Even I'm saying to you, Jacob, on Reddit, I saw footage of people making crazy comments. How if a random 15-year-old, 17-year-old, 20-year-old, 30-year-old sitting in his room can find these footages? Bro, Real Madrid as an institution, La Liga as an organization cannot really. Is this what they're telling us? Really? You understand? So it's sad, honestly. It's sad, but the thing is, as long as Vini keeps playing and delivering, they wouldn't really care about jack shit. That's the thing. So I mean, it's unfair, but then it is what it is.
yeah. Man, I don't even want to like talk about it. It's just so shameful for La Liga. And every single game when we go to an away stadium, Vinny gets racially abused. And
Exactly, man.
the referees, the
Exactly.
players, none of them help. The players just
No,
keep edging
exactly.
out.
No one. I mean, even the players even fuel this, man. Have we forgotten what coach said, man? Well, I think even there was a, I forgot, was it a Getafe fullback or which fullback also made some comments? And I mean, okay, I understand Vini also is someone who, provocates people and what is not fine. But I mean,
There are lines you
it's
shouldn't cross.
different. Exactly. There are lines that, there. But anyways, man, it is what it is. As you said, man, like it's not worth wasting the time and, giving these people attention and shit like that.
Good for it. All right. Well, there you have it. We have our predictions. And if you're still here, or to all of the viewers, please give a thumbs up. That helps us out a lot. And do check out our podcast on all the audio platforms as well. We are on like all of them, and we are nearing 21K views plays on those audio platforms. So do check it out. If you're not subscribed there, do give it a subscribe. Check out our Instagrams as well. We have some really cool memes and stuff that Sunit continuously keeps on posting, uh, as well as our partners at Real Madrid Committee. They have a really cool Instagram page as well. All the links are down in the bio, so do check them out. And as always, Farooq, you know what to say.
A la Madrid.
Hala Madrid.